Staying with us on In Focus this week, we are taking a look at a handful of organizations whose mission is to help others give back. In eastern Ohio, the Muskingum County Community Foundation is well known in Zanesville and surrounding counties for doing good works. Brian Wagner is the CEO of that foundation. He joins me now. Brian, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Mike, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
The Muskingum County Community Foundation, how did it get started? And give us your mission statement, if you will.
Well, the community, relatively young foundation across the state of Ohio. Foundations got going in the 40s and 50s. Muskingum County Community Foundation was started in 1985 with some local business leaders who decided that they wanted to make an impact into Muskingum County. And so they formed the foundation and celebrating 35 years this year. The mission is really pretty simple, and that is through collaboration and philanthropy to try to make a difference within Muskingum County.
You mentioned focusing on future leaders. I think that's one of the big things that you guys do. Tell us about the scholarships that you give out.
Yeah, our scholarship program is very robust. Again, we had a founding trustee who saw a need for there to be the opportunity for post-secondary education, whether it's a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree or technical skills. So we formed a division called Scholarship Central, and it really works with kids to try to represent them and help them make decisions on directions that they want to go. To date, we've given out over $200,000 in scholarships pretty much on an annual basis, again, to help those kids find that post-secondary option that they would like to explore.
I know that you are heavily involved with a lot of different events through the course of the year. COVID may have put the brakes on some of that, but there's a big Groundhog's Day event. I know you're heavily involved in the half marathon and many, many other things. Tell us about the events, how important those are to you and how they may have changed this year.
Well, you know, with Groundhog, we kind of got lucky because that event is always held right around Groundhog Day, and a lot of the lockdown items had never been put in place as a protocol. We were able to have that event very successful for us this year, raising close to $100,000 that went right back into the community in our spring grant competition in March. Some of the others we have had to put on hold. However, we have partnered with groups, the Muskingum Hunger Network, to help them raise monies to provide their food pantries and hot meal programs to keep them running while they saw a huge influx of need within our community. And we've really pivoted to what can we do to sort of help with direct need during this COVID pandemic.
You know, as a local foundation and charity, you're really in touch with your community's needs. Whether it's COVID related or not, what are the biggest needs of Muskingum County right now?
Well, you know, we've got several needs. And if you really want to drill down into it, probably broadband access is one of the biggest needs that we have in our community. Believe it or not, we do have some homeless within Muskingum County. So affordable housing is a very, very important issue for our entire community, if not the entire region. We also see an important need for post-secondary readiness, and that's something we can address. There's, in some cases, this idea that college is not right for me. So what else can I do? And that's where we begin to talk with students about the trades. There's going to be a big need for those that can do skilled trades in the future, and we're trying to help our population realize that's a great place for them to work, live, and be. Again, sitting down and talking with the donor about their passion and about the direction they would like to take their legacy is something we're always interested in doing with people here in Muskingum County.
And, you know, when you're helping people steer their fundraisers and charities and whatnot, particularly in this year of 2020, is it still a charitable world that we live in? Maybe even more so with all that we've been through, or have you seen some decline?
Well, we definitely have seen a little bit of some people wanting to shift their direction, if you will, into more of a direct need, direct services. But we know that there's individuals out there that have been blessed and they want to be generous and they want to support our community and they want to make sure that their neighbors and friends and family are taken care of. So we have seen a little bit more of a shift towards direct need, but we are still seeing a lot of people step up and say, what can I do to help my friends and neighbors?
Finally, Brian, how does your foundation, kind of choose who to work with, what to work on? Is there sort of a litmus test of the projects that you'll get involved with?
Well, when I came on board several years ago, we kind of looked and asked the community, where do you want to see us working? We arrived at 4 areas with economic vitality, arts and culture, education, and wellness and recreation. We want to sit down and talk with individuals that would like to make improvements in those areas within Muskingum County. There's already some great groups that are working towards making those improvements, and we want to collaborate with those groups as well. But we want to bring partners around the table and talk about what can we do to make a difference. We kind of like to approach this as that we are Switzerland. And we'll sit down and have a conversation with anybody to see exactly what might fit and how we might help them achieve their dreams and, of course, improve our community.
Brian Wagner, CEO of the Muskingum County Community Foundation in Zanesville. Brian, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching In Focus. I'm Mike Kallmeyer. We'll see you right back here next week.